So I've been building log cabins pretty much all my life, and before this business started, I helped my father. He did log homes, and that was more like cabin kits built on site, so it was very different than what we do today. But it kind of stemmed from that in a way. So I helped him ever since I was a kid. And then, we went through some tough times, the recession. Yeah, he had a lot of debt. It was just me and him. He was doing it for a while, and he was kind of burnt out, especially after the recession. I had the idea of, I wanted to get him out of debt, and then after that, kind of start my own thing, which it did stem from that. But so in about 2016, I bought him out and then started Lancaster Log Cabins, and then just started doing cabins on wheels, which are these here, known as park model cabins. Just turned from what I knew from doing log home kits built on site to just a smaller cabin on wheels. And then it just took off. God, breathed life into it, and we just kept growing ever since. And about 2.5 years ago, we moved here, and that was a major blessing. When I first started, it was just myself, dealing with everything. And then, in 2.5 years' time, we went from 20 to 55. It was a dream come true, and God just continues to grow our business. A kingdom-focused business for me just means that God owns your business. It's simple as that. Just always having that mindset. I used to not have that mindset always. It was always in there, but it didn't really come forth until we had some tough times, which that's healthy. That's part of God's plan sometimes. Those times refine you. But through those things, it definitely, created in me a mindset that, it's more than just a place that's going to make money. It's more than just a place that's even going to make a product. Number one thing is just knowing that God really owns this business. A lot of people say that, but what does that really look like? And I feel like that's something I constantly ask myself and have to keep testing myself. Is this really God's business? Have I truly let it go to the point where, if someone would come and say, hey, you have to give this up tomorrow, would I really be okay with that? And to the point where it's not an idol, for yourself, and just be willing to let it go and give it all to Him. For me, it's just really considering yourself more of a steward than an owner. I'm just a manager here, just like other managers, and really seeing it that way, really changes your mindset, and just always questioning yourself and asking yourself, is this really God's business? Am I doing everything I can to make it really His, every part of it, not just the parts that I want to give away, but the tough parts too. I would say the biggest thing is having a servant's heart. Just really truly caring about your employees, and it's not just something you say, it's really something you do, the way you treat them, following the golden rule, not really thinking that you're any better than anyone else who's working here, and just really living that out, being intentional with that. I always try to have an open door policy, and other managers do here too, where if a guy's stressed out, he just needs to vent a little bit, he can do that. So I think, kind of like I said before, if you truly do care about your employees, that'll come forth even through the tough times. They'll sense that you're doing your best and you're doing everything you can to make it a better place for them. Conflict is totally fine. We actually want conflict, but there's a big difference between healthy conflict and not healthy. And not healthy conflict is when it goes around the person who should be dealt with. So we're firm believers in just being honest with people, in a kind way. We always say be stern but kind, but be very direct. So go straight to that person, deal with it head on, and just hash it out. It's okay if it gets a little heated, but don't go talk to 5 other people about it before you talk to that one person. The biggest thing is just drawing near to God, just being close to Him. If you let that fall to the wayside, it's going to affect every part of your life. Spending time with Him every single day in the secret place. So for me, if I didn't have that, I don't feel like I could do any of this. And really, the more time you spend with Him, the more you're like Him, and He's the best leadership role model of all time. I think about that one. Just trust the process, just trust the refining. There's going to be moments that are going to be really tough, but they're also going to sharpen you. So just really step into that. Don't stray away from it. Don't fear it, but just understand that God wants to do something in those tough moments, and that the most fruit in the future comes from those tough moments. So just don't be afraid of it. Take it one day at a time, and honor God with what you're doing, and the rest will fall into place and go from there.